It's the Really Charlie Podcast, a weekly show with the one person to make you say, "Really, Charlie?" on the Really Charlie Podcast. Tune in. It's the Really Charlie Podcast, a weekly show with the one person to make you say, "Really, Charlie?" on the Really Charlie Podcast. Tune in. It's the Really Charlie Podcast, a weekly show with the one person to make you say, "Really, Charlie?" on the Really Charlie Podcast. Tune in. It's the Really Charlie Podcast.
Hey, everyone. What's going on, Paula? How you doing?
Hey, Charlie. It's been a while.
It's been a while, huh? Yeah. We just been staying away from each other, huh? Well,
You know, is it because you're getting tired of me? I can understand. I get it. Sometimes I get tired of me.
no, not at all. I'm far from that. Maybe, the neighborhood dog that you're kicking every week, but not me. I'm okay. I'm okay with Paula Young. How's everything?
Good. I think we have a lot to talk about. I shared some things with you, including my trip to Washington, D.C., where I was invited to attend the special congressional hearing. I think people are going to be very interested to hear about that. I sent that link over to you. You can share it. When people, it's interesting because someone said to me today that although people understand that fentanyl is important, it's not a crisis for them like it is for us. And that's the difference.
Yeah, so true. Let's see. All right. Let me bring up my email.
I don't know if you can link it in, because I just sent that to you in another article, also to your Real Charlie email.
Okay. All right. Let's see. All right. Let me get rid of this YouTube video. And yeah, it's been a kind of weird day today for me, but I actually no biggie. I was bouncing around doing things for other people, and but some of the things I wanted to get done, I didn't get done today. So tomorrow's another day. What is going on?
Yes, tomorrow's another day.
Yeah, I changed my my iPad. I mean my laptop. So this is the one I'm gonna.
See, I have a mic. I have a mic like you do. See, Phil got it for me. I don't know how to freaking use this thing.
Let me see it.
Look, I don't know. Can you see it?
Yeah, see it? I'm gonna have to go over.
You're gonna have to come over anyway because we got stuff to do.
Yeah, I mean you're using it right now.
No, I'm talking to you from the computer.
Oh, all right. Then we got to fix that one because your voice will come out outstanding. That's just I'm gonna have to go by. That's a quick fix. That's no big deal. And like you said, we gotta talk shop and
Yes, because there's a lot going on with Achieve Greatness. There's a lot going on with you being an advisor. Obviously you need to know certain things. There's meetings coming up I want you to be part of. Our store is online. Please go in and shop our store merch. There's so many things that you can get. T-shirts, hats, beanies, baseball caps, jackets, summer wear, just Achieve Greatness. Yes. And then you will see a link that says store. It is open for another 2 weeks. Please go on it because, we don't get a lot of proceeds from anything that's purchased in the store. We get very little, but it helps with what we're doing with the kids. And as we all know, basketball camps are coming up.
Yes. Hey, there's Christy. She's on air. She's been asking about the show. She's been
Christy,
asking.
you need to start bringing more people for our show. We got to have you on as a guest one day.
Yeah, I told her to call when if she ever wanted to, or just come on video, whatever. But I know people are camera shy, but at least we have the number and they can and she says hello, of course.
Or even ask questions, I mean, I'm trying to get some really good guests coming up for us. Obviously today was going to be difficult because it's 8:00 at night, but on the normal podcast time, I'm already setting up some really amazing guests for us, including some of the candidates that I've met who are running for state representative. I've met 5 of them.
Real nice. This is,
and you know what? And I figure, why not? Why not have them on so they can tell us what their stance is on fentanyl and what's happening in our community, because that's who they're going to represent.
Yeah, you definitely got to do that, because got to give them, we give them a platform, and now we definitely have, a recording of how they feel and what they feel about things, and especially with fentanyl. And I think that that's a great idea. I'm trying to send Christy an invite, but it's not. You know what? This was the wrong day to switch laptops. It's crazy. Maybe I can get.
Well,
Christy
I can tell you that one of the things I think we need to have on, and I know we've talked about this quite a few times, Charlie, and I don't know if some of the audience will agree, is we need to have people on who are the, like your High Points, your Kennedy Donovan Centers, South Coast. Because truly, I think it's important to have them on to hear their stance, to hear what they're doing, and also to really hear how they're helping the community with all of the opioid settlement money that's coming in.
Yeah, so true. It's real important. I was talking to my friend Mr. Rose, and he was telling me about going to a meeting, and I said, yeah, cool, and so he's bouncing around. I mean, he must have he might have 3 to 4 meetings a day, bouncing around and doing things and trying to get people some help, especially with everything we're talking about. So,
right.
And there's definitely not a shortage of meetings in this area, right? In this town. They're all over the place, and I didn't realize that until I spoke to him. So,
can you see this?
Yes, I do. I see it. And there it is.
Perfect. So to let everybody know, this is the hearing that I was personally invited to in Washington, D.C. This is the Select Committee on the CCP, which CCP stands for Chinese Communist Party. This is the representatives who are congressmen and senators on both sides of the aisle who were part of this committee. Charlie will be putting a link to this, but I want you all to really, everyone who's paying attention and everyone out there today, I'm going to show you this video. Charlie, it's about 5 minutes. But this is what they showed at the hearing, and now that people can see my screen and everyone can see it, I think this needs to be shown. So this was the findings of a year-long investigation by this committee. And I think it's going to shock a lot of people, but it needs to be seen, and they have been sharing it. So I am allowed to now share it with all of you.
Okay.
Hopefully I can share it with all of you.
If I can hear you, it should go on. Right?
Imagine you woke up one morning
there it is.
And heard that a passenger plane carrying over 200 people. This happened again the next day and the next day after day. after year. This scale reality to American fentanyl single day. Both critical have acknowledged the source of the fentanyl crisis is the People's Republic of China, which produces over 97% of fentanyl precursors that fuel the global illicit fentanyl trade. While we knew where fentanyl comes from, until now, we did not know why. The Select Committee's bipartisan investigation has uncovered the answer. It is because the Chinese Communist Party promotes the fentanyl government protects fentanyl trade operating within its borders and directly benefits from the fentanyl crisis. The CCP provides government subsidies to PRC companies that manufacture fentanyl analogs, precursors, and other synthetic narcotics, so long as these companies sell them outside China. The subsidies come in the form of rebates for the value-added tax, or VAT. The CCP uses VAT rebates to dramatically increase exports from China for other goods. We now know it does the same for illegal synthetic narcotics. And we know these subsidies work. In bulk data analysis of PRC company online sales, we found that PRC companies sold subsidized narcotics at up to a 10 times greater rate. The CCP has had this program in place since at least 2018. At that time, they subsidized at least 17 illegal synthetic narcotics that are Schedule I controlled substances, including 14 deadly fentanyl analogs. These drugs have no known legal use worldwide, with many banned by UN treaty. One narcotic, 3-methylfentanyl, is incredibly lethal, up to 6,000 times stronger than morphine, has reportedly been used as a chemical weapon. The CCP even increased the subsidies for these illegal drugs while negotiating with U.S. officials during the height of the opioid crisis in 2019 and 2020. The CCP also attempted to hide this subsidy program. In 2019, when the book Fentanyl Inc. first reported on the potential existence of subsidies, the CCP scrubbed the internet of nearly any evidence of the program. The program, however, continued. The Select Committee found a PRC government website detailing the CCP subsidies for the export of all fentanyl types, as well as other synthetic drugs with the maximum rebate. These drugs are illegal to produce in China, meaning that the CCP is currently sponsoring a criminal act under its own laws that subsidizes the death and addiction of Americans. In addition to the subsidies, the CCP offers generous grants and awards to some of the most notorious fentanyl precursor vendors in the world. PRC government entities like a prison tied to human rights abuses even own Chinese chemical companies that sell drugs, killing Americans. Another PRC drug trafficking company boasted in internal documents that it is state-owned and tax-exempt. The CCP also protects fentanyl traffickers. Retired senior U.S. law enforcement officials told us of numerous instances where U.S. law enforcement provided evidence of PRC fentanyl trafficking to their Chinese counterparts, who, instead of helping, instead warned the drug traffickers of the U.S. investigation and took no action. In fact, the CCP allows rampant drug trafficking on its e-commerce and corporate websites, but only when these companies sell drugs abroad. In early 2024, the Select Committee reviewed 7 e-commerce websites and found over 31,000 instances of PRC companies selling illegal drugs with, quote, guarantees to bypass customs and accepting payment in cryptocurrencies that are illegal in mainland China. These PRC e-commerce sites are subject to the CCP's intense surveillance. In our investigation, we analyzed over 66,000 CCP censorship and surveillance rules that the CCP uses to control the PRC internet. The CCP has censorship triggers to prevent domestic drug sales, but nothing to prevent drug sales abroad. Finally, our findings reveal that the CCP directly benefits from the fentanyl crisis. The fentanyl trade boosts China's economy has allowed Chinese organized crime to become the world's premier money launderers, with U.S. law enforcement finding, quote, evidence indicating that money laundering schemes involve Chinese government officials and the Communist Party elite. This coordinated strategy is no accident. Xi Jinping has stated that it is the role of the CCP to overthrow the liberal democratic system. One of their generals and leading strategists has even discussed, quote, drug warfare that causes disasters in other countries while making huge profits as an effective tactic in asymmetric warfare. This is a hard truth, but it is essential for us to understand it if we are to craft an effective solution. The Select Committee therefore recommends the following measures to address the fentanyl crisis. First, we must exploit the illicit fentanyl trade's Achilles heel. Chinese companies, banks, and transshippers fueling this crisis also rely on legitimate commerce to be profitable, making them uniquely vulnerable to U.S. economic tools like sanctions. These companies, including Chinese banks and their CCP backers who enable the fentanyl crisis, must choose. They can be part of the global economic system or the illicit fentanyl trade, not both. We must also align all aspects of national power, combining our law enforcement, intelligence, economic, trade, and diplomatic authorities under a new and nimble counter-opioids joint task force that uses streamlined processes to target en masse the weak points in the fentanyl supply chain. Congress must also eliminate trade and customs loopholes, like the de minimis exception that facilitates fentanyl trafficking. We must crack down on PRC payment processors who ignore money laundering in their platforms, and we must penalize PRC companies from shipping to e-commerce who participate in this heinous trade. And we must take these decisive actions now. In so doing, we will honor the fallen and their loved ones and protect Americans from the dangers of fentanyl.
Oh, that's
there you go.
Yeah, that's a crazy video, and some great facts, and stories.
Yes.
The man, well, we're gonna play that more often. I already like that.
Yeah, and the thing is what people need to understand, and please hear me out. The reason that I decided to play this is because I wanted everyone to understand that, you know, this is a crisis. This is a crisis of a magnitude that America has never seen. And
True.
this is not propaganda. This is facts that came from a committee, as everyone saw, that took over a year to process this and put this together. 2 of our Massachusetts senators sit on the committee. It's actually Congressman Seth Moulton was there, and Congressman Jake, I can never say his last name, so I apologize, but Jake Acklois, I believe is his name. They are both part of this committee. And again, one of the things that they continue to say over and over again at this hearing that was televised on the 16th of April is non-action is no longer an excuse. It can't be. When you see something like that and you're seeing what's happening, it's kind of like the person said in the video, you have to make a choice. You're either on the position of we're going to save lives, or you're on the position of I really don't care.
Exactly. Paula, City Councilor Brian Gomes.
Hi, Councilor Gomes. Good to see you again.
Comment. Yep, great comment. He said, Charlie, you're sitting with a good lady on a mission, and she's gonna accomplish it. Of course, we all know that. We don't second guess Paula Young. Paul Paris also makes a comment. He says, thank you for bringing this, especially this video. Yes, I agree. And he also makes a second comment. It's coming through all our borders, including Canada and parts of both coast. Yeah, that's a fact.
It is. It's coming through everywhere. And the problem is that when the DEA has made notification to everyone where they're saying, we can only account for 10%. Well, in your mind, everyone is saying, okay, 10%. So where's the 90?
Yeah.
Well, it's here. It's all over the United States. And those numbers that you saw, the 200, Those actually are 306 now, because we lost 112,000 people in 2023. So if you divide 112 by 365 days, that's 306 a day that we are losing.
Mm-hmm.
So again, when people are not putting the absolute magnitude of this crisis and really thinking that, we have to do something. And Charlie, we've said this all the time here in our podcast. We can't do this alone.
No.
We need the help. We need the help of congressmen, the congressmen, of the senators, of the state representatives, of the Councilman Gomes, everyone. We need all hands on deck, because if people don't think that this can happen here, they are mistaken. I mean, you saw the chemical weapon that they used when they showed that little clip. That was actually done in Russia, and that was done, and they were putting the fentanyl. It wasn't fentanyl; it was something else that they were using it. But you know where they were streaming it through? They were streaming it through the subway, through the vents.
Wow.
Yes.
Amazing. The China's been getting away with a lot of stuff for many, many years, and I think we're finally holding them accountable for a lot of things, and putting their feet to the fire. I think this next coming 4 years, 5 years, they're really going to be kind of putting the pressure on that country. But I think they could do a whole lot more, because everything you look at in our households, it says made in China, right?
Yes.
Correct. Yeah, you got to put some more sanctions on where we're actually supporting that country so much. And I don't know how they get with us owing China so much money. I don't know where that comes from.
Well, I think that's one of the biggest things that people need to understand. And Charlie, I'm sure you know this, or you don't know, I don't know. But, they talked about sanctions. And one thing about the sanctions people need to understand is it's kind of like putting a new law in place. I mean, obviously I'm not in politics, so I don't know how this works, but I would be the one that'd be like, okay, you're no longer going to come into America and send stuff to us until you stop this. We know that they're not going to stop it, because it's all about the money, whose pockets are being lined. I mean, there's a PowerPoint presentation that at some point I also want to show, where it shows all you have to do is go on Google. And if you can do a Google search, anyone, do a Google search, and within less than 2 seconds, you will have 11,000 hits on how you can purchase fentanyl.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
11,000 in 2 seconds.
I believe it. Paul says China has brought debt and buying land in America. Yes, a lot of farmland that they're buying, and it's finally getting a lot of the American farmers are paying attention more to it. The government, the United States government, is paying more attention to the purchase of our farmlands.
Well, we just had a bust in Maine.
Yep.
I mean, there was just a bust in Maine where it was, I believe, and I don't want to misquote, I believe it was 3 Chinese businessmen who had purchased, I think it was over 200 acres of land in Maine. And they being the DEA and law enforcement, came in because that marijuana was all synthetic. So, they're not stopping what they're doing. This is what people don't understand. For someone to sit and say, that can never happen to me, not my child, not my town, not my city, you're not living in reality. Mm-hmm. You're not. Because and Charlie, you know this, being law enforcement, and again, you still have many connections to law enforcement. Every drug right now in New Bedford, every single thing on the street has fentanyl and xylazine.
Yes. Christy's one of our go-tos. She's always here listening to us, and she, I'd like to get her on and where we can have a real live conversation with her as far as, what she goes through. And she's in another state. Let's see. She mentions, yes, it does even here in Florida. True.
Yeah.
And so I have numerous conversations with her, and I like to talk with her. Christy, you just answer in the comment section. It's something you can do. You come on next week.
Or call in if she wants to call in.
I had talked to her about calling in also. The number's on the bottom screen there. You can call in and I could put you on speaker. Good evening, Michael. How you doing?
I think one of the other things I'd like to show Charlie, if you'll let me, is, and I don't know if you know this, but we actually had a video made. I had gone to Springfield, Massachusetts to do a speaking engagement, and it was to a program called the STAR program, a little bit different than the one here. And what this is this is a program of youth who are inner city kids who are looking to make a difference. And this young 19-year-old, he's 20 now, going on 21. He came up to me after we spoke. We did our speaking, and he said, "I want to do something for you. I just have this in me that I have to do something for you." So he did a video, and the video is just amazing what he did. I'm going to see if I can play it for all of you, because I think this just shows the impact and how it affects. Hold on, it's not letting me. Okay, let's see. Let me see if I can. It's telling me recording error. Because you can't see it, right?
Yeah, wait, hold on. So.
Yeah, see. Yeah. You're showing your screen.
Yeah, when you share it pops up on my end, and so I have to click on it so it will be visible. What the one thing you can do is go on our Fentanyl Facts and Stories page on Facebook and just upload it.
Can you see what I'm doing? Right now?
Yep, I see. I have it right in front of me. Do you want me to put it up?
Okay, so let's see if I can.
I don't want to put up your love letters.
I'm trying to open this. It's opening up on another screen, and I'm trying to get it to. No. No. I'm trying to open this onto the screen to show okay, here we go. Can you see this?
Is that it?
Can you see what I'm showing you right now? Yeah, can you see where it says warning?
Yeah, it's kind of, it's not coming in clear.
Charlie, click on the blue that I have right here. Click on this. See if you can do it.
No, I won't come on my end. It won't do it.
Okay. I don't know why it's not letting me do that, because I was just able to share that other video.
Yeah.
That's weird. I guess it only allows us to do certain things.
Yeah. Let's see. Please. The
screen. Window. Entire screen. Screen.
Johnny Harrison says that crossing Mexican borders here in El Paso, I have experienced it firsthand.
We know who that is. That's our buddy. Hi, Johnny. How are you?
Yeah. Yes. And oh yes, now I remember. Okay, now I remember.
Yes. You know who it is now. Okay, yes. Can you see this open up, Charlie?
Yeah, it's still not
Do you
going to
see
allow
what I'm
me to
seeing
clear
or
it.
no?
Yeah, it's not going to. You know what? Try to send it to my email, and then
Because I have it on my whole screen.
like see when I click it on this end, it's gonna be visible like that. But if you click it on your end and it's showing up, right? See, click it on your end and allow it to play, and then I'll share it. Like you could have left it on the screen.
Well, that's what. Yeah, but I was trying to do what I just did with the other video that showed.
Yeah. So I don't know why it's not, because
You know why? I know why, because the other one was YouTube.
Yeah.
And that's how I connect, is through YouTube. And the one that I have is not through YouTube. That's what that is. But yes. So Johnny, since you're on, why don't you tell us if you can, or call in? Charlie has a number that's listed right here, 508-492-2823. Would love to hear what's happening there in Texas, because I know you guys have had quite a bit going on, especially at the border, with some folks that have been caught who have been there was a gentleman who was just caught, that just said it today on the news, who is connected with ISIS.
Mm.
And they didn't even know he was here.
Wow. Yeah. Wow. We got major problems in this country.
Well, it's going to take all of us, like I said, all hands on deck to come and really take care of this. Live chat.
Yeah, if anybody wants to come on, I can send them an invite through Facebook Messenger and definitely get you on screen. I'm going to send a link to Johnny just in case. I'll send it to anybody in the audience. If you definitely want to, speak to us, give us some input, you can call. And that's a number we have here that we're going to use every single podcast. So feel free to definitely give us a call. Let me see. I'm going to send this here.
And I think one of the biggest things too that we need to talk about is, let's talk about. Oh, he's listening at a bar.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Good for you.
That's it. Salute. Cheers on you.
Hey, good. Enjoy.
Yeah, definitely.
I think one of the biggest things too is that people need to understand with all of this is, again, it's going to take all hands on deck. It's going to take people who truly are touched by this, and can say, hey, I want to be part of helping to get, to come on board, to help get the word out, the awareness. Because again, we're losing a whole generation of kids. We are losing a generation of kids who are your future teachers, doctors, lawyers, parents, elected officials that are being poisoned and killed off. And here's another visual for everyone. When we had 9/11, the world shut down. We now, with this crisis of fentanyl, are experiencing 9/11 every 10 days. And you hear and see nothing being done.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Yeah.
So take that into account.
Crazy. The
Somebody said sorry, Charlie. Someone said to me, they made a really good quote. They said, Paula, they said that justice will not be served until those who are unaffected are just as outraged as those who are.
Yeah, so true.
And that speaks volumes.
Yeah, it does. Let's see.
Yes, like Paul said, one of the things, Paul, I can tell you about is if you want to follow, I have a dad that we have, he's actually a wonderful person. He unfortunately also lost his son to fentanyl poisoning back in 2015, and he has been a force to be reckoned with. He is someone who has been on the forefront of this for quite some time, and has been to DC, has been in front of everyone you can possibly imagine, has been on 60 Minutes, and he would literally sit here and tell you, and I'm trying to get him on the show, that he wants to, classify fentanyl a weapon of mass destruction. Now, people ask why. It's not letting me post for some reason. The reason is because of the fact that if you think about it, this is a chemical weapon that's being used to kill everyone possible, because you have no knowledge of what you're getting when you're going to the street to get your street drug, whether it's heroin, coke, marijuana, meth, the gummy bear, it doesn't matter. Vape pens, it's in everything.
It's getting to the point where
I just sent that to you because for some reason it's not letting me post comments.
In the private chat?
Yes.
Or in your comment?
No, yeah, I sent it to you in the private chat. So if you want to post that,
I'm going to copy it.
Yes, so that's a Jim Rawl. Jim Rawl is amazing. He literally breaks it down statistically on his website. If when I was in Washington, D.C., the congressmen and senators that were part of this committee, there was, because again, this is also affecting the African American, Black and Brown community. And there was one congressperson there who was African American. One.
Wow.
That's it. The others were not there. And to me, that's a huge injustice, because how can you say that you support your community and what you're doing, and you're not even able to be part of a hearing? They know about this hearing. They knew that this was coming. And for them not to be part of it, to me, that's an injustice for the community that they represent.
Yeah, there's like, for some reason there's a lot of minorities that are not running for position for office, right? And I don't know what it is. I spoke to a few people in this area, and with me, I was just frustrated, right? But it seems like there's a lack of confidence in the political spectrum, right? Confidence in how they do things and what's going on. And it doesn't help that we have the former president on trial and everything that's going on and different things, and the slow process of that whole thing is just it's raising some doubt in people's eyes. So when you say about that there's a lack of that physical being, right, of minorities, it's slowly, we already had a less confidence in what was going on in the system, and now it's in an all-time low.
Right.
And I like your comment here. So it's definitely, it seems like, grassroots organizations are getting more done than
yes.
And that's a plus to people like you that are out there, Johnny, and many others. I want to say hi to Jared Ramus. He's on the screen. So hi, Jared. How you doing? Go ahead, Paula.
I think it's important, Charlie, to understand, and for people to understand that, us parents who are doing this across the country, we're not doing this because of the fact that we want to be on TV. We're not doing this for a photo op like many politicians. We're not doing this because we want to be on the local news. We're doing this because we are doing everything physically possible to save your children,
Yeah.
because we cannot save ours. Ours are unfortunately no longer here, but we are doing our damnedest, being in front of people that we should be in front of, and getting loud because of the devastation that we have endured and that we are enduring. You know, many people, in fact, a couple of the congressmen said to me when I was in Washington, D.C., how is it that you're even doing what you're doing? And, you know, it's only been 2 years for you. And I've said this many times to people, if I don't do this, I'll be dead, because this is keeping me alive. You know, when my husband and I, when we got the notice about losing our son unexpectedly, you have to have that process of time, and time doesn't heal anything. All it does is it teaches you to bring the grief with you and to carry it. And it's what you do with it. And we are utilizing our son's legacy, our son's memory, and our son's vision for Achieve Greatness and for what he was doing and what we are now doing. And this is why I always say when I'm on here, Charlie, with you, and you know this, is really coming together as a community and standing with us to really save lives, because that's what this is about. And Paula, yes, Paul, I see your comment. More kids on drugs means less kids in colleges. Yes, and the problem is that Charlie and I actually had a phenomenal guest, Ed Bish, who we've got to have again. Mm-hmm. And this person is like the warrior of the drug epidemic, and in 20 years this man has been fighting since he lost his son, you know, Eddie, to Percocets. And he has been the forefront of getting the opioid settlement and fighting the Sacklers, and he's still fighting them, and so many others. And it's mental health, and it's something that's not talked about. How many times are we hearing about mental health and what's going on, but yet it's not talked about? You know, I heard the other day from an educator that there's not enough counselors in the schools. Well, when you don't have enough counselors in the schools, now you have the children who are falling through the cracks, but you also have teachers who no longer have the ability to do what they need to do in this crisis. And again, Charlie, you and I have talked about this, and you know, we've had guests on here. The schools are not letting us come in. They're not letting us come in and talk because the schools are saying, you know, hey, we got this. We're talking about this. No, you don't. No, you don't. Because you're not talking about it the way we do. You're not bringing it to the forefront. You're not bringing in the statistics. You're just passing out a pamphlet and say, hey, don't go to the street. Well, it's more than that.
Yeah, it's one thing I like that we did years ago, and we had families coming into the school, and a lot of families were worried. The hours they didn't want to come in because it was after hours, dinner time, so on and so forth. We said, look, we are going to feed you. We're going to bring you food. We want to have this open discussion in the school building, you know, and talk but we want you to be there with your child, right? With your significant other, if you have any. And then we're going to all sit down and eat. I mean, it was crazy how the meals they were getting, lasagna and spaghetti and garlic bread from Parafas and Riccardi's. We were going to different places, and the spread was crazy. But they came in, and we fed them, and then we had this discussion, and it worked. It really worked, you know. And I'll never forget that experience, because where I thought it was just going to be maybe 3-4 families, it was a whole lot more than that, and that was interesting.
We have, you know, the events that I do. I mean, as you know, we had an event at UMass Dartmouth. We provided lunch because you know, people gave their time to be there. We had over 300 people. We're planning a big event up in Foxborough in Springfield. You know, because Springfield, my old stomping grounds, Ludlow's hometown, and they're like, hey, when are you going to come here? We see what you're doing over there, but when are we going to be important? And so now we're doing something in Springfield. And I'll tell you that the people who are reaching out to us, Charlie, are, believe it or not, your fire commissioners, your deputy fire chiefs. That's who's calling and saying, hey, we need you in our city. We need you in our town. Let's get this going. Because they're seeing it every day. The paramedics, the EMTs, they're seeing this in the street every day. And they know the sense of urgency.
Yeah, the Narcan and all that, everything.
That's not working.
Yeah, and what I'm saying, they have to, when they're on the street, they're using it.
Yes.
And it's a crisis.
Yes.
So when you're seeing those crises on a daily basis, on an hourly basis, really, because the medical calls don't stop in this city.
No.
And I live right here near the hospital, so I constantly hearing them over and over and over again. I actually stopped putting my scanner on because it was just discouraging, So it was just the PTSD for me. I don't want to hear that noise anymore. The Paul says you got to go. Paul, thanks for the input. I appreciate it. And feel free, you want to be a guest on it. You want to talk about anything. You come across some things, when you're surfing, the net, like I know you do. And you come across something and you want to just kind of put it out here on the podcast. We're here every Wednesday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern time. And feel free, I'll send you a link. All you got to do is in the comment section, just say, invite me, and I'll send you the link, and then we'll get you on. There's also, as Paula mentioned it on this bottom screen, there's a telephone number, and that number goes right to my handy dandy phone right here. And then we could put you on speaker, and then everyone will hear you speak. Yes. So,
and I'll be sending you a flyer, Charlie, because we're Achieve Greatness is going to be at Mass Maritime Academy Tuesday, Tuesday is actually May 7th, which is also Fentanyl Awareness Day. So we have partnered with a wonderful organization.
Whoops.
There you go.
No, actually, I'm going to answer this. It's family, but I'm going to answer it. Okay.
Go ahead.
Hello. Hold on. Hey, you're on the Really Charlie podcast. Fentanyl facts and stories. You got something to say, Mr. Miranda? Huh? You plead the fifth. Yeah. Well, I just wanted I can call you in a few minutes if you don't mind. Huh?
Well, what happened?
Nothing. I just I'm on my podcast. We got a live podcast.
Oh yeah, that's fine. Hit me back then.
All right. Thank you, man. All right.
You have Brian Costa. Brian Costa. I miss out Charlie.
Oh yeah, well he's definitely he's a dude we got to get on it too. We talked earlier today about getting on and talking about different things. So Brian, this is something, this is about fentanyl and opioids and all the different things that are going on. So, but I definitely want him on, even if I have him on with his own show, because Brian is a good dude with a lot of information. So, but Brian, that invite goes to you too. Any Wednesday you want to come on this podcast with me and Paula, just let us know and we'll send you an invite.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, and again, and I know you got the call, but I'll send you the flyer. We will be at Mass Maritime Academy next Tuesday, the 7th. Okay. I will be sending you the flyer. So Achieve Greatness has partnered with a wonderful organization called Drug Story Theater. They've been around since 2016, and we're actually putting on a play where it's high school kids that are doing the play. It's
very nice.
Free to everyone. It starts at 6:00 at night. So we're hoping to get a lot of people. Charlie, I'll send you the flyer because there is a link for people to RSVP through Eventbrite. We're going to have it open, the Eventbrite up until next Tuesday. We do have Senator Moran, who is coming to speak She is actually from the Cape and the Islands. That's her neck of the woods. So she has been graciously to say that she will come and speak and be the opening speaker. And we're also having D.A. Galagos from Cape and the Islands, who is also coming to speak. So, it's nice when the folks step up and they're there to support what we're doing because they understand that this is a crisis and it's affecting their backyard.
Yeah. Awesome. Great. I'll advertise that on our Facebook group and also on my own personal pages. I'll do that. Paula?
And of course, we have the basketball event also coming up. The one at Burgo Basketball, that's going to be August 17th. I'll send you the flyer to that. We are looking for teams. I know that I'm sure Mr. Burgo, as you know, Mr. Burgo knows everybody. So they're just signing up through him. He doesn't even tell me. But we're looking for sponsors. So far, we have had 3 sponsors who have decided to sponsor for the event, one of them being Ralph's Auto right here on Church Street. He has graciously decided to be a sponsor for the basketball tournament. We have a law firm out of Boston who also has donated, and they're a sponsor. So we'd love to have more sponsors because again, this is your community, just like it's mine. And this is an event that speaks to everyone, and everyone knows Burgo basketball. That's where we're doing it.
Awesome. I'll share all that on social media and get that out there to everybody. Want to say hello to Jack, another frequent flyer on the Really Charlie podcast and Fentanyl Facts and Stories. I appreciate you. Happy anniversary. I believe it was his anniversary this week. And, they've been going since what? High school they've been together, I think it was.
Wow. Oh, come on. That was only 10 years ago? Come on.
Yeah, it's Jack's
10 years.
Jack's only 28,
There you go. See?
So, Paula, thank you. If there's anything you want to add, and I'll do it. We got about 3-4 minutes. Other than that, we will definitely be on next week doing our thing.
Yes.
And
we're looking to have a really good guest. I won't say who yet because, sometimes things come up with people. But now that we're changing it back to the 7:30 time slot, it's going to be much easier for folks. Because people, we obviously don't want to take away from family time either, but this is important. And it's important that people come in and listen because every week it's going to be something different. It's not always the same. And, we might just have that guest that's just phenomenal and you all see on TV and we got them on and you're going to miss that person. Which is one of the guests that I'm looking to have on who is on TV all the time.
Good. Awesome.
So, yes.
We, this week I had to put it at 8 because I didn't think I was going to get home at 7:30.
No worries. That's okay. That is okay.
But 7:30 next week, next Wednesday. Yes. Paul and I will be doing our thing.
Yes, and I will send the flyers. So Charlie will be posting that to everyone. If you'd all like to come next Tuesday again to Mass Maritime, a great event, free to the public. Charlie will be posting the basketball tournament that we will have coming up, and anything else that we Achieve Greatness does. I will make sure that Charlie does, get that and sees it. I am looking to do an event here in New Bedford. I'm teaming up with someone. I won't say who just yet because I'm waiting on confirmation, but that's going to be pretty big. A huge supporter of what we're doing and of Achieve Greatness and has always stood right by us. And that's going to be big. So, and then we have August 21st. August 21st is Fentanyl Awareness and Prevention Day. We have many folks from the community who are coming together and helping us to organize a pretty big event, from PACA to Reverend David Lima to the New Bedford Health Department, Marcy over at the Civil Rights. We have Councilman Shane Burgo, quite a few people that have already stepped up, the United Way, YMCA, the police department. So something for the community to have an awareness and to do a pretty big event around that day. It's just as important as other days that are out there.
Yeah, of course. The well, great job. I appreciate you, and
And don't
need
forget, everyone,
anything.
go buy merch. Go buy
Yeah.
merch. And
achievegreatness88.org. Give it a
I
shot.
expect to see you in something, Charlie.
Yeah, I'll definitely do that. I was gonna be fresh, but yeah, the
Hey, I have your stuff here. We just haven't connected. So
yeah. Well, I like a lot of things that and I definitely want to be wearing it, especially when I'm on these podcasts, either here or on WNBOne Radio. So actually, we're going to be switching to we're going to be streaming live from WNB1.com. So
oh, I didn't know. Okay.
yeah, our shows will be coming from our own stream, so we won't be getting all these restrictions and everything. So a lot of the podcasts are going to be coming right from there. And I talked to Brian, and so one of the shows will be starting it off, and then I think by the time I have my poetic conversations with Waleem, the funky professor, I should probably be on that live stream. But it's we're just trying to get the word out. We don't want anybody cutting our speech out,
Yeah.
and all our content and all our material. It seems like they're just trying to slash it, and it's getting annoying to me. So we're gonna actually be streaming, and I can't wait. So once we're connected,
right, and that's why, Charlie, I wanted to show that video.
Yeah.
So that people can understand this. It's like you said, truly understand what's happening, and that truly understand that this is something where, hey, we're not cutting it. We're not piecing it. This is not piecemeal. This is not a puzzle. This is reality.
True. Send it to me, and then I'll post those on the Facebook page that we have, and we'll go from there. But
yes, absolutely. 68-47 Celtics.
Yeah.
Maybe, hey, Charlie, maybe we can get someone from the Celtics on, because fentanyl is affecting the world in sports too.
Yeah, they have a good public relations. You definitely have to send something in writing, and then they will get someone to go to different events. There's many people, many players and coaches that are trying to do that community involvement. So we just gotta kind of send something up there, and they will definitely respond to us, and go from there. I mean, we have some Celtics that live in the Springfield area too. So
yes, we do. And I'll actually be there this Saturday for an event for a community health care awareness mental health event that I was asked to come and speak at. So I will be in that neck of the woods this weekend. My husband will be alone. He's so excited.
Well, when I'm alone, I love it because I get to keep the TV tray up a little bit longer. I don't have the missus tell me, put that away, So really, Charlie, it's just definitely it's nice.
Yes.
Sometimes.
Well, it was so good seeing you. It's so nice to be back. It's everyone. Thank you all for coming and for being part of this. And we hope that we were able to make you a little bit more aware of what is happening. Please go out and share everything that we have talked about, because again, Charlie and I say this all the time. We need your help. This has to be an all hands on deck approach. And please just talk to people. Tell them every single street drug is now laced with fentanyl, and most likely also xylazine. Nothing is safe. Nothing.
Yeah, true. All right, my dear, you're the best. 5 stars to you and this great podcast that we do. And I will definitely talk to you during the week.
Yes, thank you. Bye-bye, everyone.
All right.
Good night.
Yes.
Bye, Charlie.
Bye-bye. Thank you, everyone, on YouTube, Facebook. We will be on Spotify shortly. I really appreciate it. And also, I want to say thank you to WNBOneRadio.com or WNB1 Radio. And the website is WNB1.com. Spell it the word one. And as you see above my head, that's how you spell it out. get it on your devices in Apple or Android. And also we will be streaming live coming up this week. All right. God bless. Thank you. Let me go watch those Celtics. I'm very impressed with that score, and I love it. I love it. Go Celtics. And God bless you all. See you next week. Take care.